Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Equity Guys pre-market video. My name is Chirag, and I'm certified technical analyst. And let's get to the view for today. So, looking at Nifty yesterday, we did see that there was a slight break in the hammer yesterday. As in the close was a little bit above the hammer, which is in a positive way for Nifty here. So we can expect the rally to possibly continue today to to where it will possibly cause a higher formation. Although we did have a huge gap up, we didn't see that break on the upside. We did see it come down. So with it close at least a little bit above what was on the 3rd September candle close, we could possibly see a rally from there. So looking at the data for today, we definitely see that Nifty futures and Bank Nifty futures both trading at a premium of 93 points and 218 points, uh, respectively. Both are extremely bullish in nature. Coming down to India VIX is actually down 0.71% again, which is extremely bullish in nature there. So we're in that 10.85 level. So absolutely getting to that factor where people are not being afraid of the markets as much. Definitely bullish in nature there. Looking at crude oil also down 0.41% from an intraday perspective and a long term perspective, both extremely bullish data from crude oil. Moving on to the gift nifty aspect of things, we are seeing another gap up of about 51.5 points today from gift nifty. So let's see if that gap up sustains today. Again, gold and silver Bs both up 0.3% and 0.13% respectively here. So extremely positive data coming from all aspects of the market there. Looking at the indexes, we do see that we have major indexes, major sectors like banks and auto on the positive side, but IT, which is a very major index, is also on the negative side today, as well as your real estate, infrastructure, all those type of sectors are also on the negative. Overall, we are seeing the data on the bearish side, because only two major sectors like banks and auto are on the positive side, which is not good at all. But again, overall we see that the data is bearish in the sectoral side of things. Looking at our NSE data, we do see that there are about 1818 declines and only about 1224 advances. So this is definitely not good in nature here, as more stocks are closing towards the day low than towards the day high, and that is not at all good there, giving a lot of bearish sentiment in the market. Looking at FIDI data, the FIs have reduced the amount of selling that they're doing in the cash market, which is pretty good. DIS still continuing with the aggressive buying as the FIs are selling here. And yeah, looking at the index futures in for the FIS, they are also selling in the index futures, whereas in stock futures also you do see about 2000 crores of selling, which is not good from a short term or long term perspective, from the market, from the FIS perspective here. Looking at advanced decline ratios, Nifty has about 19 advances, 31 declines, and about 3 advances and 9 declines for Bank Nifty. Definitely bearish in nature here. Moving on to the option chain. So the option chain is bullish in nature. We can say this because in on the left side, which is the calls, we see buying in the money and selling in out of the money, and the right side, which is puts, you can see selling in both in and out of the money here. So definitely it is a bit of a bullish option chain, but more of a bullish consolidation is what we can say. So keeping that in mind here, we are basically looking at major supports that we can get for the day. And this one range that we can definitely mark for the day is 24,750 to 24,700 for the day. That is where the market can possibly take come down, take support, and go up there from there again. So these two levels will be pretty important today. That 24,750 level, hopefully that level is not broken. and that 700 is also, very strong support after that. So let's see, those two levels should not be broken today, otherwise it will not be looking good for Nifty. Looking at the global markets showing extremely positive for the US, almost 0.77% up in Dow Jones, 0.83% up in S&P, and almost 1% up in Nasdaq, which is extremely positive here. Um, Moving on to the European segment, Europe DAX is up 0.74%, FTSE is up 0.42%, and CAC is down 0.27%. But that is okay, because even the other two indexes are up extremely high here. So again, positive data from Europe itself. Moving over to the Asian markets, Nikkei running at almost 1% positive here, and then Kospi running pretty break even right now. So even positive data coming in from the Asian markets too. Moving over to Indian areas is quite mixed. We do see buying and selling in stocks. One major thing that we can see here is selling in the Wipro areas, which is not at all good. So definitely mixed data coming in from the Indian areas here. One important thing from the Nikkei chart that we can understand here is that Nikkei also seen a gap up, and it went up and it came down and it's consolidating a little bit here. So it's still staying in that neutral gap up region. If this happens in the Indian market, it will also be positive, because we are closing towards the day high, and that is what is important. We are, sustaining that gap up, and we are making that higher and higher formation. So hopefully this is a similar pattern that we can see today. Moving over to the index futures, we definitely see US 30 on the positive of 0.04%. Actually, on the neutral side, slightly positive. US 500 is on the positive of 0.12%. US Tech 100 on the positive of 0.25%. So, definitely bullish data coming in from the futures index here. So let's see what is the view for today. So the view for today is definitely, could be a consolidation day, especially because it's the last day of the trading week. It is a Friday. Um, Looking at how the data is on the global front is definitely showing positive data, so that might actually impact us in a positive way. The main thing is that we sustain the gap up and not close below that 700 levels, which we saw in the option chain there. So as long as we sustain that gap up, if we break the 15-minute high, we're definitely looking at a bullish sort of day today. But then if not, we're looking at much more of a consolidation day that could happen today. But anyway, keeping that in mind, please trade your view, please trade one time frame. Make sure you guys are trading your setups and not your emotions or your view. And make sure you guys have a great trading day. Thank you so much.